Can I see that for just a minute? Okay, we're now starting the intermediate class of our dog trial. So first up is Leonard Morrow and his dog Gus, followed by Brooklyn, Madden, and Laser, Sydney, Jennings, and Sis. So this is a little different format than what you've been watching. Now to get to the top, you got to beat all 20 dogs. So we'll watch what this course is. First, you got to come through the fetch, which is in the center of the arena. Same cattle that we've been using for the last 2 days. Okay, Gus has got him turned around. Flanks him in there one, just misses it, but he's going to get him. No, he still misses it. Okay, you got to get all or nothing on the fetch. So Leonard has to push those cattle back out. Okay, they're back out. He can bend them around again. Okay, I've got him in. And now they're out. Okay. Same scoring system. He's got 10 points ahead through the obstacle. He's got 30 points. Now he's coming around to obstacle number 2. Now it's coming in view. Enter from the bottom side. Okay. Just like we've been talking about, direct the front one, push the back one. There you are, Leonard. Good job. Handler is not allowed to walk through any obstacle, nor past the fetch panels to Leonard's right, where the first came through. Now he's going to obstacle number 3. We're going to bring him up to the arena on the fence line. Got him in. Just weave him through. Good job. They're coming out. Now they're pointed. That's obstacle number 3. Now they've got to come cross-drive across the arena. Got all 3 of them. Nice job. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. He's headed for the sort pin. Okay, he's got to be loaded in the sort pin, and then we've got 1 out to Leonard's left of the barrel and 2 out the right. So let's see how we maneuver this. Like to have a volunteer. He's going on 4 minutes. He's got a minute to get it going. That's going to be perfect. Yep. Did good. Oh, don't let that one go out the back, Leonard. Here you go. Nice going, Leonard. That does it. That's 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Full score. Nice and smooth. Good going, Leonard.
Jennings and Sis, you'll be up. Alistair, McMillan, and Sadie on deck. Clement
Oh, Brooklyn, okay. All right, we've had a little bit of a agenda changed. We're going to move Brooklyn down because she had just run in the shootout, give her dog a little bit of chance to rest. So up now we've got Cindy Jennings and her dog Sis, then Alistair and Sadie, and then we'll pick up Brooklyn. Oh, thank you. All right, now we've got Cindy Jennings and Sis. She calls for her cattle. And there goes Sis. So same theories here. We're directing the front cow, pushing the back cow. Got to get them over there to our left. Good job, Sis. They see the opening. That was very nice. Come straight through. They're going to come all the way down here. Cindy's in position. Sis is going to wrap these around the entrance. Turn their heads. Yep. Nice work. A little bit of patience there. Paid off. Okay, we're through obstacle number 2. Now we're going to go up the fence line, put them on the fence. Put them on the fence line, walk them right into the obstacle. Very nice. They're going to come all the way out, and we'll cross drive them across the arena. Good job. What a nice set of cattle and what nice dog work. Okay, straight in to the sort pen. Cindy's having a great run. She's 2.5 minutes. She's in the pen. One out her left, 2 out her right. Can you take her up there with you? Can you take Okay, she's got to bring them back in. She's got them in the pen. She's at 3 minutes and 45 seconds. One out to the left of the barrel, two out to the right. They always seem to be a little bit curious of those barrels for some reason. There you go. They're not allowed to go out the back. She could get lucky here. Could get lucky. 5 seconds. And there's the buzzer. Okay, so she got her load points, but she didn't get her sort points. Okay, here goes Alistair McMillan and Sadie. Okay, so we've got a total of 6 obstacles. Full score would be 180 points. Cindy got 150 because she did not get her sort. The sort is all or nothing. You either have to complete that the way it's supposed to be done, 1 to the left, 2 to the right, in its entirety before the buzzer goes off, or you get 0 points for the sort. Okay, this is all the same theory. Work on your dog as before. Nothing changes. Direct the front one, push the back one. Good job, Al. The only thing that's different here in the trial versus the shootout is that we've got a field of 20 dogs in this particular class. This is the intermediate class, again, based on the handler's ability, not the dog. And we're going to run all 20 dogs before you know who is the winners. So it's not a bracket situation. It's not a one-on-one. It's you're against all 20. So everybody can float to the top. Anybody can float to the top. Anybody can stumble and fall. Al's got a heck of a run going. Those cattle are on the move and they want to go somewhere. Just direct the front one, push the back one, and he doesn't have to push too hard on the back. These cattle are moving. Just keep the front one directed. The other ones are going to pretty much follow. Okay, he's got them all in the pen. One out the left side first, two out the right side. None of them can go out the back. If they go out the back, they've got to come in, back in before you can start your sort. There's our one. There's our two. Nice run, 3 minutes and 15 seconds for Al and Sadie.
Next in is Sam Wight with Rose, Stacy Bisnett with Jane, Carter Harris with Leah.
Yeah. Go. Okay, up now is going to be Sam Wight. We've had a couple changes. Brooklyn needed a little bit more time to rest her dog and get him ready for this. So we'll just drop her down a few more. Oh, this is my little buddy Sam Wight and Rose from Bancroft, Idaho. Probably the youngest handler here and one of the best. Rose takes off. Let's see if Sam and Rose can keep them going straight into the fetch. That's where they're headed right now, but you can see their heads are turning a little bit. There they go. Looks like we got all three of them in. All three of them out. Nice job, obstacle number one. We're going to bend them around to obstacle number two. Sam's doing a good job on his position. Yeah. Nice job, Sam and Rose. Obstacle number two. Almost. Not done until it's done. Okay, now we're up to obstacle number three. A little bit of an overflank. Stop those cattle. You know, stopping them's not a big deal, other than the clock is still ticking. And when you stop them, they get curious. Then you got to turn them around. You got to restart them and get them moving again. So if you can not overflank and stay out of their eye, keep them from stopping, keep them from turning in the wrong direction, your cattle are going to flow a lot better. So Sam's doing a great job here. He's at just 2 minutes and he's done with obstacle number three, cross driving to obstacle number 4. You can see there's still a draw to the exhaust. You can see the cattle want to come this way. There, they find their obstacle and they head out. Okay. Now we just need to direct. Direct. Nice job right there. That was perfect. You see, that dog didn't have to go too far. They're still going, so he moves them a little bit more. Yeah. Come on, Sam, sort some cattle. One out. 2 out, and we've got a 3 minutes and 2 seconds for Sam Wight. Way to go, Sam.
Next up is Stacy Bisnett with James, then Charter Bears with Leah, John Rose with Tuff.
Okay, Dax is a scratch, so now we're going to Stacy Bisnett and Jane. Okay. Stacy signals for cattle. They open the gate. Sends Jane on her way. Looks like she's got them going just about the way they want. There's one that keeps turning his head, but she's good. Not quite sure what happened there, but the cattle were good enough to kind of wait for her. Okay. Got through the fetch. Obstacle number 1. Got down to obstacle number 2. Okay, we're in obstacle number 2 and out easily. Now I push him up against the fence line and right into number 3. See, this course is set up. It's not quite as technical as the courses that were in the shootout. This is our intermediate, and the novice class will follow this. So the obstacles in the course is a little bit different, maybe a little easier. There's not extra openings in these obstacles. If you notice that the dog and the handler was going to have to guard, they're pretty straightforward. You know, just get them there, get them in, get them out, and move on. So these times are going to be a little bit faster. You're going to see more completed scores, full scores. But you still gotta work your dog. Gotta make the dog be in the right place, and you've got to be in the right place. Okay, Stacy's at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, And she's pretty much finished with that obstacle. She's moving on to the sort. Got one in. If she doesn't get run over. This old steer looks like he'd like to run somebody over. Get a buddy in there for him real quick, Jane. She can't let that one out until the other ones are in. She hasn't gotten her load points yet. That might be a good thing. Get that one out where he can calm down with his buddies a little bit. One big steer just doesn't really want to take the direction that Stacy and Jane want to give him. She can go across the arena if she wants and helps. That one's going to throw a little dirt on Jane. Okay. Those three aren't quite sure they want to come in with Stacy waving her hands and everything. You know, looks like she's going to get her load points. Well, I don't know that she ever got her load points. So she's going to be at 120 points, I think. 120 points for Stacy and Jane.
John Rose with Tuff versus the pack with Nell.
Okay, coming up now, we've got Carter Harris and Lee. Okay, here comes Carter Harris and Leah. After that will be John Rose and Tuff. Carter calls for his cattle, and here they come. Okay, Carter's got them all through the fetch. Pushes them nicely and calmly into obstacle number 2. Yeah. Good timing. Carter is into the short pen about 1:50. He is really rocking and rolling. One out the left. There you go. Good volunteer. Look at this time. 2:10. Nice going, Carter Harris.
Another good run, full points, time of 2:10. Next up is John Rose with Tuff, running Killpack with Nell, Elliot Roberts and Ali.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a break, go get a dog, and work my dog. I'll be up in a couple, so I'll see you back here when I get here. Keep watching.
So we've got John, Rose, and Tuff up right now. Number 9 in the intermediate cattle. There's 20 runs today, it looks like. Cattle came out a little trotty and he couldn't adjust in time to get him through that fetch. That black one there on the left isn't quite out far enough to maybe try that. We'll see what he's going to do. He can, I guess, go clear up to almost the fetch line. Worked out. He's going to help his dog here out and turn that one around. Hopefully it wants to join up with the others and fly through that chute. Whoop. Stopped his dog a touch early there before he got that black one bent around, headed in the right direction. Okay, there we go. Good stomp and a wave of the arms, and she went where she needed to go. She's not clear yet. And if the Reds try to mix in there, he's going to be in trouble. Okay, good. Worked out. Got all three head through that chute. Now he's headed to this obstacle along the wall. Now they head off onto this drive across this small arena and pull back through this chute. That's tough. You know, he's got that black one that's a lot quicker than the red ones. And he got to manage all three. Now be able to keep going, keep going. There we go. Okay, now they come down to enter this load and the sort. I almost call it a lort. Okay, all three got to be loaded, and they are. Now he can start his sort. First one on the left, lets it by. The other two have to go to the right. Telling you, that stomp and the wave of the arms has saved him a few times. Good job, John Rose and Tuff. Time of 4:43. Full points.
4:43. Next in is Jordan Killpack with Nell, Elliot Roberts with Ali. Then Leonard and Oki are a scratch, so we'll go to Carter Harris and Hazel.
Here goes Jordan Killpack and Nell. Jordan's got 2 dogs in this class. This is his first dog he's running. Jordan comes from Homedale, Idaho. Jordan was the reserve champion for the shootout 1 year ago. All right, he's going to get set up. Thankful to our stock setters out in the weather today, and probably shouldn't tell them, but it's going to get worse tomorrow. Thankful for this indoor arena. Nell goes around and lifts him nicely for a good greeting between dog and stock. But we have Baldy wanting to wander off. Looks like she's going to be manageable. Okay, he's set up fairly decent for his. Oh, she took a little cheap shot there and goosed him. Now she's going to push him back out. You got to clear that line, all 4 feet of all 3 cows, before you can turn him back around and get your fetch. And I can't tell from my angle, but must be clear. Good deal. They're set up good there. And they point right there. There's the point line. Not the end of that panel, but where the corner is to the orange T-post out there. Oop. Nell took a hard hit there, but she's back on her feet. There's Nell's prick ears poking out. Okay, got a leader going in the right direction. Get the other two going before she changed her mind. Okay, Jordan's going to slide up there while Nell cleans up that other side and puts him in that chute. Just like that. Good work. He's at 2:45 right now on the clock. So last year, March was a part of the series. This year, because of how big the shootout was and time constraints and everything else, the series is over. So this today is just part of the Friday-Saturday trial. That's separate from the series. Intermediate and Novice are both running today. It's hard when they want to come back to that exhaust gate. If you give them the chance, they'll take it. Okay, now he's got him walking out. Keep that momentum forward to get along that fence and whip him through that U-turn. Away. Right there. Good. With how slowly his cows are moving, I hope they don't stall too long in this obstacle. He's only got 30 seconds left. It would be nice to at least get these points. Okay. He's gonna try and push that one back in with those other two. But he's gonna time out here. He's only got 3 seconds left. Time for Jordan and Nell. She's a cute little dog. Whoa! And a tough one. Cute and tough.
Partnered with Hazel, Alistair, Levi.
Okay. Your favorite commentator, Elliot Roberts, is up next with Ali. Elliot does a good job commentating, good sport. He's been sitting in this chair all day. And I bet he'll be commentating tonight, too, for the final four of the shootout. Elliot and Abby. Elliot comes from California. Don't remember what town. His wife Kathy, nicest person ever. Always making leashes and staying busy. She gave 2 leashes to my kids yesterday, and they were super happy with that. That made their day. Oh, off to the races. Off to the races. When that happens, you think, oh crap, but then you forget about it and say, okay, I'm going to do the best I can. And it looks like they'll settle down. Come on, Red, turn around. There we go. Okay, got him through the fetch. Not through the fetch, into the fetch. Now they're through the fetch, and he's going to move on to the chute over here. His dog's being pretty precise and on point, so let's hope she keeps it up. But I think she's starting to want to pick on that red one. It's funny how the dogs can read the troublemakers and they want to line them out. Look at that, nice and strung out there. There's no reason that red cow should have done that. I don't think. Maybe the dog flanked over a touch, but I think she was stayed down. That was great. That was nice right there. That dog was nice and wide, and it didn't promote those cows moving forward. It promoted them to take a hard left and go get in that obstacle. He's cooking right along. I'm gonna make up some time right here, and he's gonna bring her back and around and doing away. Come on, Abby. She's fast, little dog. All of Elliot's dogs are kind of this style. They're sort of like him. Okay, and here's what'll just kill your time. I say it again and again. It hurts when you have to do this. Push him all the way back, and it's going to eat a whole minute off your clock. Wasn't his fault. Red decided to come out of that gate pretty hot. Okay, he's going to try to decide how to set this up, and I think he's setting it up just fine, as long as the dog can get around there. Okay, and she does. Dang it. There we go again. He wanted to trust her, and I wouldn't trust her. He wanted to trust she was going to head in the right direction. Ooh. He's at 4 minutes on the clock. If he could at least go get those points, that might help him in the standings for end of the year points, to at least get something here, place in the top 30% of the class. But it's tight. There's a lot of good runs. There goes Red again. She's figured it out. Okay, they stopped her quicker this time. Abby's sick of her. Ali is sick of her. He's running Abby later. Time. Unfortunately for Elliot. Wasn't able to get those points there, but dog was working good. He gave it his best shot, he says.
90 points for Elliot and Ali. Next in is Carter with Hazel, Alistair with Levi.
90 points for Elliot and Ali. Okay, we got Carter, Harris, and Hazel up next. Carter and his brother have been smoking it in the shootout. We'll see what he can come in here and do with Hazel. Carter Harris from Shed, Oregon, with his dog Hazel. Okay, they come out. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hurry, hurry, hurry. His presence was enough there to stop that one and turn it. But Blackie doesn't wanna give up. We'll use the dog to bring her around. She's feely. She feels that dog wherever it is in the arena. And then if that back one doesn't cooperate, it's going to be a little tough keeping them together and headed in the right direction. See what I mean? She feels that dog clear out there and respects it clear out there, but then the other two aren't getting with the program. Okay, he's going to put them together. Whoop. Got a little excited with the walk-up whistles, and she said, "I'm coming in hot." I believe there is a time limit on the fetch. I couldn't tell you what it is. I heard him talking about it. He's at 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Three minutes on the clock. They might not have a time limit on the fetch. frustrating when this happens, and Carter and the dog are both frustrated with the situation. Understandable, but good to take about 3 breaths and regroup. And he's still working on his fetch. He's just putting them back through that way because they happen to go through that. Okay, we'll get those cattle out of the arena and we will go to Alistair, McMillan, and Levi.
Next in is Alistair and Levi. Then Brooklyn with Laser. Travis with Slim.
Waiting for Alistair to come in. He might not be in here. He's probably out working, sorting cattle. He's been working. Oh, here he is. Here he comes. He's been working hard with DJ, keeping everyone in line, stock setters in line, and running cameras and commentating and moving cattle around. And on top of that, you got to focus up and run your dog. Calls for his cows. Here they come. Get them together and get them. There's not a lot of room between that wall and the fetch, especially if they break up like this. Get them together as quick as you can. Okay, he managed that really well. Those other two helped him out by catching up to this draughty one. Tells his dog to get out, a little tight for his liking here on this obstacle. Yep. Blackie doesn't want to do that. Blackie doesn't want to play that game. Dog won that battle, but Blackie wanted to get a shot at it. Ooh, hate that wall right there. You got to be careful not to send your dog to if there's not an opening between that wall and the cow. Yeah, I got one. When you get one trapped in there, that you hope the other two don't take off while you're getting them together. Okay, there we go. Now they're all together. Okay, he kind of turned his back on these cows and I think realized it right there because they snuck behind him while his dog was trying to bring the other. He's headed to that corner obstacle still, the number 3, with 2:40 on the clock. I mean, shoot, he's got time to get something done. 2 minutes is a long time. Long time and not enough time, all at the same time. Oop. He's about 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Just having a hard time keeping them together. 1.5 want to stick around, 1.5 want to leave. A little easier if you just have one that wants to leave. Okay, there we go. He's going to get these points here, and he's got a minute to go over and get those other ones as well. Okay, got him through there, got those points with 7 seconds to spare. So he's just going to keep things calm here for a second and timeout. That was Alistair, McMillan, and Levi, which that's what it says on your screen. Just realized. Travis Balch and Slim are coming in. No, sorry, Brooklyn and Laser. Brooklyn, Madden, and Laser. Brooklyn is an intermediate handler, obviously. I forget we're in the intermediate class instead of the shootout, but she was in the shootout and went fairly far for the intermediate. Was maybe second or third for the incentive. I never did find out who won the duel between Carter and her. And that was $1,000 for the furthest, second furthest placing intermediate handler. Sam White was the furthest placing, and he won $2,000 for that. He's going to go buy more sheep and put on more trials, make more money. He's a smart kid. Go, Laser, go. Laser's probably the best groomed dog I've seen here over the last few days. Super shiny coat, no mud on her. Okay. She's got a good lazy set if she can just keep them all together and moving. Yeah, they're going to be good. They're going to be honest. You'll need to manage them still. It's not going to be a gimme. Oh, there we go. Got him through the fetch at 44 seconds about. Whoops. I see what she's doing there, trying to clean up those back two and headed it in the right direction, but then this other one was not in the right position for that move. When these cattle get turned every which way, they start to get frustrated. They're not as settled. Now this cow says, I don't know where you want me to go. I'm confused. Let's fight. It's a lot of running for these dogs. They shoot every run. My dog's been getting a little tighter, a little bitier, a little slower. They got to be in tip-top physical shape and mental shape to be entered in the shootout, sheep shootout, the cattle shootout, the trial. This is going to be a long 4 days for some of these dogs. And this is the dog that Brooklyn used in the shootout. Okay, watch that leader. Don't let it break away. And Fatty Red needs to keep up. Call her in. Come by. Okay, got them through there. They're not coming out hot. Catch those two. Lie down, slow down, slow down. Just needed to bump those other two up to catch up to that one in the lead, is what I'm thinking there. She's at 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. 37 seconds on the clock. Gonna push up through backwards and daylight those two and then go grab that other third one. They're not clear, not clear, not clear. Probably clear about there. Now hurry on that away. Catch up to that black. Okay, come on. Get those two moving. Caught up to that other one before it hits the wall. They gotta be together before you start trying to fit them through this obstacle. Good deal. Watch it, watch it. I think she got that third cow before the clock timed out. 120 points for Brooklyn and Laser. Travis, Balch, and Slim are coming into the arena from Nevada. Travis did some commentating earlier and been helping out over here. He told me about a podcast that they're starting called, gosh dang, can't remember the name of it. Stock Dogs Unleashed, something like that. They are going to interview the winner of the shootout for their first episode. Stock Dogs Unleashed. That sounds right. So, anyways, yeah, check it out. Sure like this slim dog. She's a good little girl. Quick, precise, forward, biddable. Let's see if she shows off. Here come his cattle. Come out very nicely. Slim's giving him plenty of room. And it's, I mean, nothing wrong with that, because these cattle are going to be nice. No reason to mess them up. Here they go. Travis slides up there to block that one. Right there, and the dog brings in the other two. Good job, good timing. Okay, he's only at 1:38 on the clock as he's entering this number 3 obstacle in there. These are good ones. Dog's listening good. He's putting together a run. Okay, catch these other two up. Okay, they're together. And he's going to inch him up off the wall and then whip him through this chute. That's the goal anyways. It's tight back there. Good deal. Good job. Good dog work there. And he's going to load these up. Come by, come by, come by. Good call. He didn't want to send his dog along the wall there and cause trouble with this black one that's looking for a way out. He's going to move him around himself there, which is good. But then he needs to be over here, ready to block his hole, and he is. 1 out the left, 2 out the right. He's at 3 minutes. He's got 2 minutes to get this done. There you go. Get rid of that sucker. And then the other 2. He's going to move clear out of the way here to invite these cows. Travis. He forgot what he was doing there for a second. And he almost saved it. He's still got enough time to get this done. Redoing your sort, man, can make or break you, though. He had a run that was going to be towards the top, put together. She wants out. She wants out. Got to get the others in before you let her out. Okay, there she goes again. Now nice and calm, gonna let these two out. He's not gonna go too far from that hole anymore. He's got 30 seconds left. Son of a gun. Slim went for a nose, but he's got 20 seconds. There we go. Got her done at 4:48.
Good job, Travis. Full points, time of 4:48. Next in is Jordan, Killpack, and Do, John Rose, and Toby.
Really good dog work there by Slim. You know, couple mistakes that cost him. Um, you got to be happy with the dog there. Kicking yourself. That's usually how it goes, anyways. Okay, Jordan, Killpack, and Dude from Homedale, Idaho. Dude, good-looking big red dog. Dude can put a run together. We'll see what he does here. We'll see what the cattle look like. It'll kind of gauge how Dude will choose to handle them. I think the weather's got everyone down. Everyone's kind of quiet and tired already. We still got 2 more days of this. Need some sunshine. Okay, sends his dog out and around. These 3 appear to want to stick together. We'll see what happens once they get bumped by the dog. Okay. Okay, Dude saved him there to get those 2 in, but then Dude was a little tight and pushed that other one out when he was sent away. The cattle are still acting like they want to be nice. So there's time for recovery. Dude gets worried when they're going out and around like that. Okay, cattle are still treating him nice, so we'll see what happens here. They know they can run around the obstacle, so they're going to try and do it again. Jordan says he's done. Gonna call his run. There's been some pretty solid runs. Maybe not enough room in the top 30% with that run. That's all right. Back to the drawing board, ready for tomorrow.
Next in will be John Rose with Toby, Stacy Bisnett with Beverly, Elliot Roberts with Ali.
John Rose and Toby. John is from Montana. He wasn't quite ready up there since Jordan. Called his run early, so we'll give him a second to get into the arena. Give me a chance to catch up on text messages. Apparently I have 29 text messages. John sends his dog. Cattle look nice and willing. They all want to come through this hole right here, and it's that obstacle there on the side is close, so dogs either go way around or way tight. So you don't even want to give him a chance to think about going down that way, really. And he does a nice job handling that. Whoa, 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 whoa. We gave him away there. I think he meant to give a come by. Reset him real nice, getting him back through that fetch. Nothing wrong with that. His cattle are nice and calm. He should be able to move through the rest of the obstacles well. He hasn't upset him. There we go. Yep. Good. Okay, stop the dog. Good job. Camera woman's falling asleep. Hey, you're forgetting to move the camera. It's my wife up there running it. He's at 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Just, wandering these cows through the course really nicely. A smooth run is a fast run. And I think this is a good example of that right here. Yikes. Just overflanked a touch there. That little shake up there cost him dang near a minute, I think, if I remember right. Okay, they're loaded. Gonna let one. Ooh, she wanted to go out. He maybe leans to the left a little hard there and changed her mind. Again, a little early, a little early. Okay, there's one. Needed two out the right side. And there they are. 12 points at a time of 4:21 for John Rose and Toby. Up next we have Stacy Bisnett and LB3 Beverly. Okay, she sends her dog out. These last few sets of cattle have been pretty good, actually. We'll see what happens here. Okay, they're going to want to trot off here a little bit. She got two in, but then the third came in the bad hole. Now they're dirty. They're mixed. Okay, through the fetch and on to number two. Let's get them calmed down here and not let them hit that wall where they're hard to peel off of. Regroup and send them on their way through the rest of the course. She did a good job. She did a good job there of settling him down and settling herself and her dog down, and made up quite a bit of time going through here. But she's got one that wants to just take off. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, there we go. We got him through there. She's got a minute 20 left to get this done. Loaded, ready to sort. One out the left. Let her go. Two out the right. Okay, here's what I think. That dog was going to save her and catch that one that wanted to leave. And she was worried that it was going to head the other way and called it back in. Nerves, they'll get to you. That'll be time for Stacy, Bisnett, and Beverly. Up next, your favorite commentator, Elliot Roberts and Abby.
Next in is Elliot Roberts with Abby. Then meeting over at the board.
Right after, there's two more runs. Elliot, then Cindy Jennings. After Cindy goes, they're going to do the novice handlers meeting. So we'll take a little break after two dogs have the meeting and go from there. So novice will be live streamed. If you've got a friend in the novice, stay and watch it. Spread the word. The sheep finals of the sheep shootout is going to be held in this arena. And it will be live streamed. So if you've got a friend that's in the sheep finals for the shootout, be here. Or on your couch in front of your computer or wherever you're at. And watch the live stream. Elliot and Abby. Smoked him through that fetch. Nice set of 3 red cows. He's going to take advantage of them. Just leaving number 2 at a minute 13. Cooking right along. If you've got your money on Elliot, you might be a winner. Had to correct his dog there. I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe didn't take it down or took wrong flank or something, but hey, no problem. He's got lots of time. He said he's going to take those, was it 2? I think it was 2. That went through that obstacle, and he's going to work on his load. And he's not going to have enough time to get that done. That first half of that run was super pretty. Dog was working good. Elliot and dog were in sync. Things can change quick. Things can change quick. 110 points for Elliot and Abby. Last in the class is Cindy Jennings and B. Get these cattle out of the arena and do our last run for the intermediate class. Cindy says, back off. Dog was a little tight and wanting them cows to move. Cindy's out here in a boot, hobbling around. Good for her. I think that dog took the correction as a change direction and it really fouled her up there, but she's coming through the fetch pointed at a minute 10. Stop that leader. Pick up those other two. Keep them moving. Come by. She lost track of her dog there, wanted to trust her, which is a good thing. Trust her, but but you know, watch her a little bit. Dog almost turned around and turned the cattle around, brought him back to her. Okay. They're moving along nice, looking for somewhere to go. Touch far. Get him pushed over that wall. There we go. Got all three into the obstacle. Okay, got him through the U-turn. Headed over on the short cross drive to pull back through this chute obstacle. Don't let him go to the fence. They're hard to peel off that wall. She's at a minute 3:45 on the clock. She got her done right there. Cindy's got that mom voice. Almost made me lie down. She's going to load him here. She's got a minute to sort. She can do it. And they're loaded. Got one out. Lie down. Okay, she's going to work this quietly. That's the way I do it. There's no time to redo it. Lie down. Ooh, and the dog's in there to push the red the wrong way. Back up, back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up. Back up, Cindy. Invite that red one to get out. No time. Damn, ran out of time there. No, didn't get her sort, got her load.
Okay, we'll make a few changes to the course, and then we'll have our novice handler meeting out in the arena.
Okay, they're going to make some changes to the course, and then they're going to do the handlers meeting in the arena, and we'll be back.
Okay, now it looks like we're starting the first go of the novice class, and up here we have, first up, we have Parker Harris and Lone Rider Pitch. So Parker did real good in the shootout. He progressed quite a way for a novice handler. Little different format here. This the course and the format is the same as it was in the intermediate class. So once again, this is a regular dog trial format rather than a shootout. So there are 19 dogs in this class, and you'll be competing against each one of them, rather than in the shootout where you're really just competing about head to head with the person that you're going against. So we've got, a couple hours of this. Then we'll have a dinner at 6 o'clock. We'll have then the sheep finals, or in the finals of the shootout and the cattle finals. So after these 19 runs in the novice class, we will be done for the afternoon, and then we'll come back. I'm not sure if they're going to have, I assume they'll have the sheep finals over in the other arena where they have it all set up, and that will be at about 6:30. And then when that is done, then we'll have the cattle finals, which will be back here. So and that's the shootout finals. So I think there's would be 3 competitors in the sheep finals, so it won't take too long. And then we'll have the final 4 in the cattle finals here in this arena. So time-wise, they're saying sheep finals at 6:30, which would, if they get started, they'll have their little handlers meeting and run the 3. They should be done by 7. If that's the case, we'll move over here and do the same thing. Have the handlers meeting, and we'll start with the final 4, and then we will go to the final 2. So that's what's happening for the rest of the day, and then tomorrow they will start with the open cattle handlers meeting, and then the open class and the nursery class tomorrow, and then the intermediate, and then the second go of the intermediate and novice class tomorrow. This is Mary Jo and her dog Beth. They're second out today. Again, a big shout out to DJ and Lauren Anderson, who have organized this event. Just a very first class operation, and all the help that they've rounded up. The set cattle out and exhaust cattle and feed cattle and get awards and move things around, and it's just been top of the line operation. I can't say enough about the facility, a beautiful, clean, warm facility. Everything set up just perfectly. I've got a great helper here, Lisa, behind me, who she says Lauren. She works with Lauren Anderson, and Lauren roped her into helping. She's doing the computer work behind me that kind of keeps everything rolling, because I sure don't know what I'm doing when it comes to that. Okay, Mary Jo is through the third obstacle, and she's going to cross drive over to the fourth one, which is the obstacle that looks so easy. And on my two dogs, I had such a difficult time. I couldn't get it through. I guess my timing was off. I sure can't blame the dogs, and I can't blame the cattle. Other people are making it. I was holding on to the controls, so I guess I'm the one that crashed the plane. Nice sort, Mary Jo. Nice and quiet. Sends her dog back around. Now here's where you want to be kind of quiet, because look what just happened. Look what just happened. So that little bit of arm movement, little bit of screaming, the dog abandoned his post. Shouldn't have done that, but her actions kind of turned that cow around, and we are all guilty of that at one time or another. So she'll have to reload them and start her sort all over again. She does not lose her sort points. She'll hold on to those if the time were to expire. But before she can get a sort, she's got to load. Bring the red cow back to the other two and load them again. She's at about 3 minutes and 45 seconds, so she's got lots of time. Okay. She hasn't got them loaded yet, and this guy's going to escape. So a little break of focus. And once again, there's not a one of us out here that hasn't done something like that. So Mary Jo competed in the shootout and did very well, advanced several times. And now she's got to unload that pen and load them again. Now we're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So see if she can, in this last 20 seconds, get these cattle loaded and sorted. Got to all be loaded before she starts her sort. Okay. 1 out. 2 out. And just barely missed it. So she'll wind up with 150 points. Nice job, Mary Jo. And Beth.
Points for Mary Jo and Beth. Next in is Lane Clement with June, Kathy Roberts with Ash, Mike Greenhall with Bash.
So up next we have Lane Clement and June, and then Kathy Roberts and Ash.
They're going to do an open handler meeting for the sheep in the other arena. If you want to run today, your open sheep, head on over.
Okay. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's see what Lane and June can do. Calls for his cattle. Looks like they're pretty much standing at the gate waiting to be asked to walk in. Lane's trying to send the dog away, which is counterclockwise, but that's a very tough move for the dog to make. The cattle are pretty much right up around the fence, and that's a solid fence. So a cow kicks at it, and he's going to get smashed. So the dog's got to have a lot of confidence to get through. When those cattle started moving away from the wall just a little bit, June was able to feel comfortable and was able to get through there in nice style. So, you know, these dogs, they really need to have a self-preservation mode on them as well as everything else. Because if they don't, they're liable to get hurt, and they don't take care of themselves. They just work. So it's up to us to take care of them and not put them in situations to get them injured. Yeah, I've seen that red cow before. She's very curious of the dog and likes to go over and kind of push her weight around just a little bit. So I really want to thank everybody that's commented to me, friends and family that have made some real nice comments about our live feed here, and we appreciate that. We'd like to see that we're doing some good. But if you've got any comments or things that we can do better to make it better, please let us know. And again, you can go on the Cash Cattle Challenge Dog Trials Facebook page, and you can comment on that about what you think about the trial. If you've got interest, if you need help on anything, Lauren Anderson will be looking at that frequently and trying to get you answers. You know, if you are interested in getting into this sport and need help, Lauren could probably point you in the right direction and give you some names and information about people that are trainers or breeders. Boy, that one wanted to go through. Nice sort. Good going, Lane. Looks like about 3:51. That was a good run.
Kaylee, Hinman, and Fred.
So again, that Facebook page is Cash, CACHE, Cash Cattle Challenge Dog Trials. And send them a comment. Let them know if you liked it. Let them know what we could do better to make it better. Okay, here comes Kathy Roberts and Ash. Kathy's been sitting over in the bleachers for a day and a half, braiding leashes and giving them away. So pretty much everybody at these dogs trials knows who she is, and they're all hanging on to a few of those paracord dog leashes that she makes so talentedly. So here comes Ash and Kathy. Let's see how well they do. Let's see if they can get them directed and have a good run. Okay, good job. She's got them loaded in the sort. Ash, last weekend, this dog passed a milestone in the Mountain State Stock Dog Association. They have an award, a presentation, when a dog hits 10,000 lifetime points, and she just got over 10,000 points last weekend. So Kathy will be getting a nice award come June at Afton for that accomplishment. So very proud of her and Ash. Okay, she's through obstacle number 2, and we're moving on to obstacle number 3. It's got a nice set of cattle. Just got to push them up on the fence line, walk them right into obstacle number 3. Okay, Ash gets the cattle turned around. She needs to flank her over on the go-by side, a little bit too far, brings her back, a little bit too far, brings her back, right there. Nice job. Okay, got a leader, wants to go in. There they go. Okay, through obstacle number 3, or 2 rather, 3. Through obstacle number 3, and now on to obstacle number 4. Lining herself up for the obstacle. Nice job. Now she's down to the sort. She better hurry.
Don't say anything bad in case she watches back.
I'm smarter than that. Okay, she's at 4:45, so I'll just make the assumption time's going to run out before she gets them into the pen. But that was a good job, good showing for Kathy and Ash. There's the buzzer.
Next up is Mike Greenhall and Balch, Kaylee, Hinman, and Fred, Mary, Joe, and Trace.
Next up, we've got Kaylee Hinman and Fred. I believe they are from Oregon. Like I said earlier, we've got we've got a bunch of states represented. California, Oregon, Washington, Utah, Idaho, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, North Dakota. I know I'm forgetting somebody. I'm not sure about Arizona. But there's a whole bunch of people from a whole bunch of states. You can see how far people travel and enjoy the sport. Idaho. I'm sorry, this is Mike Greenhall. Then Kaylee. Okay. So Mike and Bash are through the fetch. Coming down to obstacle number 2. Give the cattle a little bit of time to think. You know, they're looking at the exhaust gate. They're standing right in front of it, and they really would like to go out the exhaust gate, especially that black one, but Bash turns them around really nice. Gonna push them up the arena. You know, the cattle are getting tired. They've been at this for now. This is their second day, even though they work for 5 minutes and then go back out on feed and water in the sunshine. Relax, talk to their buddies, tell them all about the run they had. And they come in, but you know, they're getting bored with the whole situation, if nothing else. So as the days go on, the cattle get a little stickier. looks like he's going to get through obstacle number 3 and pretty fair time. He's a little bit shy of 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Gets him directed into the sort pen. One out the left side. Two out the other side. Nice going, Mike. That was a great run. Looks like about 3 minutes and 52 seconds.
Next up is Kaylee, Hinman, and Fred, Mary, Joe, and Trace, Lauren, and Ricky.
Next up, we got Kaylee, Hinman, and Fred. Kaylee gets her and Fred set up, calls for cattle. And here they come. So she sends them on the away side. So for those of you who are maybe just tuning in, just found us and are trying to figure out what the heck we are doing, we are at the cash cattle trials. We just finished the shootout, which was a day and a half, and now we just finished the first run of the intermediate class. Now we're on the first run of the novice class. So what we're trying to do here is each competitor is going to be given 3 head of cattle, and they're going to have to maneuver through a preset course. And this is the novice class. So this is the beginner class. It's rated on the handler, not necessarily the dog. So the dogs, it's a team sport. The dog and the handler are trying to work together to get through these obstacles. You see Kaylee gets out in front of him and kind of puts a stop on him. Fred's going to give him a little time to think about it and then get it behind him and push him into the obstacle and out the other side. That's obstacle number 2. Then they go up the fence line to our right as you're looking at it and into obstacle number 3. So the way we direct these dogs is either by voice or by whistle. Haley is using voice. Some of us use whistles. It doesn't really matter to the dog as long as we communicate back and forth. So traditionally, there's a couple commands that are used. If you kind of consider that there's a big clock out there and the cattle are standing in the middle of the clock where the hands all come together. Wherever you are standing is 6 o'clock. Opposite you is 12 o'clock, and on the sides you have 3 and 9. So right now, right there, Kaylee is at 6, Fred is at 3. When we direct the cow counterclock, or the dog counterclockwise, our command is away, or away to me is in full. If we want the dog to go clockwise, the command is come by or go by. So you can watch, and every move that dog makes is pretty much commanded by the handler. The dog does have to be able to work on his own instincts. A lot of people ask, how do you train the dog to do that? Well, really, the dog, these border collies are just genetically bred to do this. And the only thing that we do is try to get them to accept us as the team leader and listen to the commands, just teach them. So we've taken pups as young as 7, 8 weeks old, taken them into a round pen with some sheep, and put the little guys down. And most of them just go to circling the sheep. It's the neatest thing to see. All we do is stand there and you kind of try to direct them a little bit with a little bit of your body language and pressure. You might have a paddle, a rattle paddle or a flag to try to just direct. We're really not teaching anything. We're trying to watch the dog and see what they do. A lot of them right there at 7, 8 weeks will turn on and you're going, boy, that's the greatest dog in the world. Other ones, you know, they'll go play with a leaf, they'll go pee on the fence, they'll go lay down in the sun, they'll play with their buddies, they'll do other things. So you just give them a break. Maybe, you know, put them back on in a week, a month, give them some time to think. Next time you put them on the sheep, they might turn on and just be the greatest dog you've ever seen. So they don't have to be instinctively motivated at 7 or 8 weeks. Sometimes it might take a little longer, but that's what comes out. The genetics in these border collies is to control and bring the stock back to the handler. You'll see that in here. They want to go to the head. They want to bring them back. They want to control them. So where you really notice it is when the cattle will get into this sort pen and they let the first cow out and it starts walking away. The dog needs to hold his position at the back, at the entrance of this sort pen. You're looking at right there with the blue barrel. Because the cattle are not allowed to go out there while you're sorting. If they go out, you got to start all over again. So a lot of times what you see is you let a cow out front and it starts walking off and the dog just instinctively wants to bring it back. He's saying to himself, Dad, I got you. I got you. This one's getting away and I am going to bring them back to you. I'm going to control the situation. They are control freaks, but they are the best dogs you'll ever find. So just work naturally with the genetics of the dog and what the instinct tells the dog to do. And all we do is kind of direct. It's easy, but it's extremely difficult. So Mary Jo's, well, she's trying to block that one. And it looks like she's going to get it turned around and back. So now she's gotten her sort. The sort is, the fetch, that is her first obstacle. She just came through that. Each obstacle is worth 10 points ahead that you get through. The course is 5 minutes. So right now she has 30 points, and she's at about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now she's going off to obstacle number 2, which is straight ahead of the cattle. And they're walking. You can see that those cows are looking to their left. And that's where the exhaust gate is, and that's what the cow's draw is. So if you leave these cattle alone, they'll probably just turn around and walk to the exhaust. They know how to get out of here. So it's Mary Jo's job and the dog's job to direct them. So The dog is directing the front one. The cattle will follow in most cases. Direct the front one, push the back one. And that's what Tress is doing so well. I've got one out front, so he's going to have to get up there. And he turns that cow just a little bit, just like that, directing the front cow. Now he went back to get the other ones, and this cow, for some reason, didn't want to come through there. It may have been Mary Jo's presence in the middle of that obstacle that put just enough pressure on those cattle on that black one that he says, I don't need to go through there. I'll just walk around there and I can still get to where I need to go without getting anywhere near that young lady. So in an outdoor situation, when you're working outside, you're moving cattle from pasture to pasture, from a particular area into the corrals, whatever it might be. What just happened, if one going around a tree or something, makes no difference as long as you're bringing them to the corrals or to the gate. Here, it's a little different because we have to micromanage these cattle. Now you can see that black one's kind of walking off to the fence and the other two are walking off the other way, and the dog's got to press them back. So the dog's on one side directing there, Mary Jo's on the other side, did a really nice job of focusing them into the middle. We have to have all the cattle in the sort pen before she can start to sort and before they're penned. So now they are penned, and she has to let one out the left side like she did. The other two have to go out the right side. She's still got a minute left. She's got plenty of time, but you can see the dog going off to get that one rogue cow back, and Mary Jo sends them back, and that's the genetics of that cow, or that dog rather. She's got it. That red one sees the exit, the black one should follow. There we go. We're going to have a time of 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Nice job, Mary Jo and Trace. Next up, we have Lauren Anderson and Ricky. Lauren and her husband, DJ, are our hosts here for the shootout at the trials. And we really appreciate their hospitality and the immense amount of work that they have gone through. It just amazes me. I see all the little things, little detail things that, shoot, I would have never thought of putting on a trial this big. They've thought of it all. This is the third year they've been doing this, and they've got it pretty well dialed in. Lauren and Ricky have been doing really good at the trials lately. I think she might be leading the Mountain States Associations for Dog of the Year in her division, which our points year goes through April 30th, and then our finals in Afton, Wyoming will be the middle of June. Well, that's an award that's given to the handler and dog that have the most points in the reserve, second most points for that year. And Lauren has just been seriously kicking butt out at some trials. She's come to California, where we live, and has had some good success at some pretty good sized trials. She reads her cattle well, and Ricky is, in most cases, just spot on. And once again, this is a team sport, so you can't do it by yourself. You can see that one steer, he'd rather go over here to the exhaust gate, but with a little bit of convincing from Lauren and Ricky, he says, yeah, I'll go through there. Didn't want to, but I will. So she's going to hustle him up to obstacle number 3. Ricky's got to get out in front of him and put a stop on him, which he does. Turns him around. Now he's got to come back the other way and turn him back around again to get into the obstacle. They're through obstacle number 3, cross-driving across the arena. Nice catch by Ricky. It's a straight shot into the sort pen, and they look like they're on it. They're going to go off to one side. Ricky needs to get over there. Nice job. Well, they got a run going. They're 2 minutes and 50 seconds in the pen. Short one out to the left and 2 out to the right. Don't let anything go out the back gate. Ricky is just so intense. He's just looking. He's waiting for the command. Got one out now. Uh-oh. And there went those strong genetics that we talked about. That one got out, and Ricky said, "Hey, Mom, one's getting away. I'm going to bring him back." Well, that would have been really great if we were outside. But here, where he needed to hang on to his position on that back gate and make sure that a cow didn't get out, the genetics didn't help us right there. So she'll just regroup, reload. She's got a minute to go. Got about 15 seconds left to go. It's got to get them all in. She's already got her short points, so she's not going to lose those. But she can't sort until they're all in the pen. And she's about out of time. There goes the buzzer. So she will have 150 points out of 180. So every obstacle that all 3 cattle go through is worth 30 points. We've got 6 obstacles, and that'll be 180. So now we're up with Jessica Mossbaugh and Kagney from California, from Fiddletown, California. I think Jessica just started in the cow dog trials a couple years ago, and you know, like a lot of us do, that looks like fun, so we try that and with one dog, and then we kind of think, geez, it'd be kind of nice to have 2 dogs, and I kind of think Jessica might be up to 4 dogs now. kind of like potato chips. She's got 2 dogs she's showing in here. So I believe that Kagney here is the only Kelpie that is being shown. I don't recall seeing another one. But the other dog that Jessica is going to show later in this class is a Border Collie. So you can have numerous dogs and you can have numerous breeds. It just depends on what you like and what you want to do. Oh, Jessica's getting her turned around into obstacle number 2. I'll push him over to the fence and march him up the fence, hopefully. Kagney went a little bit wide there. Okay, they're entering obstacle number 3 at just about 4 minutes. Our course time is 5 minutes. Trot across the arena. Kagney will go up on the outside and hopefully get him turned in there. There you go. Nice job. She's got to get over here onto the away side. And, yeah, that wasn't necessarily needed, but it kind of stopped things. Jessica needs to be out front or those cattle run right through. Good job.
150 points. Next up is Cody with Rico, Lane with Doge, Ryan with Beth.
So she got all cattle into the pen before they exited, and they all have to be in there at the same time. They kind of ran through, but that was okay because they were all together. So as long as they were in there all at one time, she got the points. So Jessica's sitting at 150 points in 5 minutes. Up now we have Cody, Dawson, and Rico. Cody and Rico were in position. They call for their cattle. And here comes their opponents. At a trot. Rico takes off. Okay, he kind of missed that first obstacle, so he's just going to push him back through. Yep, right through. Right where they went through is where they have to enter. You can turn them around now as long as they've crossed that line. We call that the daylight line. Daylight your cattle. Bring the black one through. Good job. He's going to try to bring those two red ones off the fence up to the black one by the obstacle. Looks like that's going to work real easy. Flank them around so they go through the obstacle rather than going around it. Okay, we've got a leader. Okay, got one that would rather go back to the exhaust. So Rico needs to go to his left. Cody sent him on and away. That's good. He's got him in obstacle number 3. They'll weave through there. So this is really a team sport. You know, you have to work together, both you and the dog. Okay, Cody's got, he's at 3 minutes basically. He's got lots of time. He needs to come down here to the sort pen and have Rico bring him the cattle. So that would have been so much better if he was here and stopped those cattle. Then he would have just had to bring that one back. Now he brings them all 3 back. So you've got to be in position, got to be thinking ahead, and that's You know, Cody's a novice handler. He's just getting started. This is kind of new to him. Now he can push him in this opening here. And he's got to push him out the other side. So he daylights him. The term daylight comes as they go out right now. Now you can see daylight between the cow's back end and the panels of the obstacle. So the cattle are being very cooperative. Turn them around, one out that side. Oh, there goes our genetics again. You saw Rico, he went bring that one back, and there went the buzzer, so that's 5 minutes. That's the end of Cody and Rico's run. Nice job.
150 points for Cody and Rico. Next up is Leah, Clement and Do. Then Ryan track with Beth. Brennan Hooper with Jet.
So you can see once again how strong those genetics are. That dog really feels like he can't let those cattle get away. He's got to bring them back to do his job. No matter how much training you put on the dog, those genetics are a lot of times just going to overpower it. So you got to be aware of it. Okay, here come Lane Clements and Dose. We just passed the halfway mark in our novice class. We've got 19 dogs in this class. Lane is number 11. Lane looks like he's got himself a run going here. Well, he almost got run over, but he's still got a run going. He would have been in that short pen at just about 2 minutes. Still 2 minutes and 25 seconds. He just has to reload them and get them sorted. Okay, one out the left, two out the right. Way to go, Lane and Dose.
Time of a 2:56.
2:56. That's fast.
Brennan Hooper and Jet, Jessica with Stash.
Good going, Lane. Next up, we got Ryan Trapp and Beth. Then Brennan Hooper and Jet. Okay, here goes Ryan and Trapp. Let's see what they do. Beth doesn't look like she's quite understanding what Ryan's asking her. She crosses over. You don't like to see that happen. But now she's going to work. Okay, they are still going for their fetch. So she's got to take them, cross-drive them across the arena. So again, genetics on these dogs are very strong. So I think this is a young dog. And what she's trying to do is balance to Ryan. So we talked about the clock. Okay, Ryan's at 6 o'clock, the cattle are in the middle. Beth wants to go around always to 12 o'clock and balance. So coming off balance is very unnatural for these dogs. But watch her position. Watch how she is going to continue to bring the cow to Ryan. And that works good if you're always leading your cattle. But if you need to have them go away from you or go across you, that makes it a little more difficult. There goes that genetics. That's a very frustrating thing to watch if you're the handler, but it's a very cool thing to watch if you understand what's making that dog do that. It's not that the dog is just trying to be disobedient. That's what nature is telling it to do. And see how she'll go around and balance. Remember the 6 and 12? Look at the 6 and 12 on that clock. She's always back there. It's hard for Ryan to get her to come back to him. This is a great example of what these young dogs do when they first start off. They're just control freaks. They're going to bring them right back to Ryan. Even though he's asking her to go the other way, she's not sure she can do that. genetics are telling her, I can't do that. I can't do that. I need to bring them back to you. So even though this is not the run that Ryan wanted, it's not a winning run, but you know, it's a cool run to see this dog work on her own, naturally. You know, Ryan is asking her to come off balance, but she's not accepting it. Okay, so he did the smart thing. He just switched positions with her. And now he'll get the cattle where he wants. Okay. The problem is he cannot walk into that obstacle, so she'll just drive him through. She's got to have some drive on her, but the genetics is so strong that this is what happens. It's a young dog. She's just getting started out, and she's doing a great job of controlling her cattle. You know, Ryan will put more time on her, get her more confident in being off balance, and he'll bring her back again, and I bet you next time you see her, she's going to be a completely different dog. That was a really cool example of what these border collies are bred for and what their genetics tell them to do. So even though not the run that Ryan wanted, it's experience on the dog. Got her out to town. You know, he probably keeps her on the ranch most of the time. He doesn't need all those fancy buttons, but he brought her to town, and it's a learning experience for the dog. So congratulations to Ryan and Beth. Look to see them both in the future. Here's a little bit of the training right now. Okay, stay with me, and we will just drive those cattle. See how easy that is, Beth? Just drive. You don't need to go around every time and turn them around. Nice job. Good job, Ryan. Okay, up next is Brennan Hooper and Jet. Brennan's from the Elko, Nevada area. I don't know if he's from Elko or Spring Creek, right there, right in that area. Unfortunately, he runs around with a friend of mine, Travis Block. But there's not a lot of people out there in Elko, you know, in Spring Creek, so he's got few to pick from. Brennan's a nice guy. He's just getting started in the trialing. He's got a nice young dog. He reads his cattle well. You know, you'll see a difference in these dogs, you know, size-wise, color, coat, hair coat, ears. I kind of like, I am a little bit prone to these smaller dogs like Jet. They just move so quickly. You know, they're just classy looking at it, you know. Black and white dog, short-haired, prick ears, a lot of intent. Dog's working good right there, in a little bit tight, but not bad. You can see the intensity. The dog just is looking up at those cattle all the time, you know, and those cattle respect that. It's not the size, it's the presence on that dog. Yes, got a nice down on him. Dog definitely has some speed. You know, the dog works square. It doesn't appear to slice in. He's patient. He's listening to Brennan. That's very nice. Ooh, that's not a good place to wind up underneath these cattle. You know, we talked about the draw earlier, and the draw is right in back of where the dog is right now. Is where they let him out, go back on feed and water, and you can see how strong that draw is. Look at the cattle. They just turn around. They don't want to go the other way. See that lead cow turn to the left? Now, they'll go if they're pushed. But any opportunity they get, they would rather go back to the draw. So that's where the handler has to be aware of that, and he has to protect that draw. So anything you do to turn those cattle's heads around where they can look at that draw and have an opportunity to go like now, guess where they're going to go? You know, if Jet keeps getting in front of them, they will definitely go the other way. They're not bad cattle. They're just normal cattle. You can get it done, but if you just leave them alone, they're going to wind up right in front of that gate. So that's where we talk about overflanking when we send our dog on a flank, whether it be away or come by, and they go a little bit too far, and it could be a matter of inches or feet, and they turn the cattle's head back in another direction that you don't necessarily want them to go. Then you've got to send the dog back around the other way, restart them, straighten their heads out, and get them moving again. So that overflanking is one of our biggest nemesises as handlers. We try to work on to try to figure out where that good sweet spot is when we're working these cattle, and where to stop the dog. Well, you notice there, for a little dog, Beth is not afraid of getting in that cow's face. So they're about to run out of time, but you know, Jet has done just an awesome job, I think, of controlling these cattle. And Brennan has done a good job of handling his dogs. So, you know. Like I say, I don't know that Brennan has competed in too many trials. He's just getting started. And I commend him for doing the job that he's done. He's done very good with this young dog. Next up, we have Jessica Mossbaugh again with her new dog. She's only had this dog a very short time, maybe a few weeks, maybe a month. This is Stash, and this is a pup out of my wife's dog, out of her second litter. Mom's name is Ash. Dad's name is Cash. So we went on, when the puppies were all born, I think there was 8 in that litter. We went on a mission to find names that was a Cash Ash mix. We wound up with Stash. We wound up with Dash. We wound up with Lash. A whole bunch of them. This is Cash Ash. So this is the first time I've seen this dog since Jessica has owned him. Brian Jacobs took him from us as a puppy. His wife Haley showed him for a long time and did very well with him. Brian has shown this dog and has done very well with him too. Jessica had an opportunity here recently to purchase the dog, and I've talked to her about it, and she is just happy as all get out. Her and the dog have bonded very, very well, she says. So now it's just a matter of trying to get their working ability together. So Jessica again is a novice handler, and now she's got an extremely broke dog to work with. So I'm sure she's going to advance even more than she has. So Stash, I think, just turned 3 here recently. So he's still a young dog, nice male dog. I believe that Brian had already bred this dog and has some puppies out of him, or by him. Like most of the other pups out of that litter, they've got a lot of style to them, got a lot of power. Brian's done a really good job with this dog. Okay, Jessica's got a pretty fair run going. She's trying to maneuver into obstacle number 3. And there's just so many things to think about here. You know, I mean, you're trying to think about where you want to go, how you're going to get there, where should I be, where do I want my dog. If I'm looking at my cattle, I can't see my dog. If I'm looking at my dog, I can't see my cattle. Which obstacle do I go through to next? How do I get out of there? Where can I move to? Those are just a few of the things that your mind's running through as you're trying to maneuver this course. So Jessica's doing just an awesome job in getting through it. She's going on 3.5 minutes. Okay. Nice job there. See, those cattle can scoot around the fence side of that obstacle. Stash went up there and stopped them. Good job. Hey, Jessica she's a little bit out of position from the standpoint that she needs to be out here in front. So when she can direct those cattle into the sort pen and be able to hold them up without them running through. She's still doing really good. She's got 4 minutes. She's got lots of time to get the dog, get Stash, to get these cattle in the pen. They've all got to be in the pen. There you go. One goes out the left. Nice job. Watch your red cow. Red cow can't go back in. Okay, the red cow went back in. Now the pen is dirty. She's got to unload that pen. Yeah, heard the judge talking to her. You got to unload the pen now because that one went in the wrong hole and dirtied up the pen. So now she can turn them around, bring them in. She does have her load points, so she's got 150 points, and she'll wind up with 150 points. That was a really nice job, Jessica and Stash.
followed by Lauren and Grace. And then
So one of the things that we talked about is, you know, you take your eye off your dog and look at your cattle. You take your eye off the cattle and look at the dog, and that's just what Jessica was doing. She was watching the dog, and that red cow that she sorted first on the left side was still milling around the front and just very casually walked by Jessica and walked back into the pen. Just one of those things that happened. You know, I thought that was a real good run for both Jessica and Stash. Okay, we've got Randy Westover and Sage up next. Okay, so, you know, every set of cattle is different. This set of cattle looks a little sluggish. They're thinking about things. They're not doing anything great. They're not doing anything terrible. You know, they're sniffing the ground, pawing the ground, just standing there. They would rather just lay down right now than anything else, you know, or just turn me back out on the feed and the water, and I'll be happy as I'll get out. But Sage picks them up real nice. It's pretty gentle with them. We don't need them jumping up in the air and kicking. She does a good job of blocking them from getting around, pushing them into obstacle number 1 and right through. Randy's doing a good job of backing herself up and getting in position for obstacle number 2. You know, you can see how these handlers move. Randy appears to be very much aware of where she is in her situation, where she needs to go, how she's going to get these cattle into that obstacle, where she can be of help, and how she's going to maneuver her dog in there. So you're backing up, giving those cattle room to move forward. That's one of the hardest things that we don't realize as handlers is sometimes our position. See, there goes Sage into her genetics just kicked in. Okay, so we got him through obstacle number 2. Our red one kind of thought he wanted to go around, but Sage got up there and stopped her. Going to turn them around. They're going to walk into obstacle number 3 real nice for her. Just takes a little coaxing sometimes. Randy, again, is very much aware of her positioning. You can see that she's moved way up from the lower end of the arena up to the upper arena and is now kind of she's going to walk across the pen. She's waiting for Sage to pick that one up. Now they're going to come through obstacle number 4. She's got to back them up just a little bit. Good job. There you go. Now you see her walking back to the sort pen. She's trying to hustle a little bit because he's come running through. Sage overflanked a little bit on that go-by side, and it pushed them horizontal across the arena. But she's on it now. She's good. She's less than 4 minutes. She's got 2 of them in the pen. Third one's going to come in a second. There we are. Now we're pinned. One more step, I think. Not quite in. Now we're in. One out the left, 2 out the right. So these sorts are, whoa, tear the pin down. You can see the genetics kick in. Sage is saying, no, Mom. No, Mom. That's not right. We need to control things. Oh, darn. Nice work, Randy and Sage. That was awesome.
Thank you, Randy. 150 points. Lauren and Grace, you're up. Brennan and Banjo on deck. Kaylee and Chat in the hole.
It's close. Give it another pull. Good job, Randy. Now we've got Lauren Anderson again and SD Grace. You know, just a informational note here as you look down the names on the dogs. A lot of times you're going to see some sort of designation in front of the dog's name, like ZBC Trace, owned by Mary Jo Attell. The ZBC are the initials for Zolman Border Collies. They're up in Oregon. Roe Ricky. I don't know if that's for Jed Rowland, if that's the way he designates his. I don't know. SD Grace. I don't know. I don't know SBC. Just a way to designate and promote your program. Like Brian Jacobs, his bred dogs are all going to have a GS in front of them. Golden State stock dogs. Steve Wight, you will see an MISR in front of the name. That's the name of their ranch, Mill Iron S Ranch. So when they register their dogs, if the dog's name's Bob, it's going to be MISR Bob. Probably just get called Bob all his life. So some of the more prominent breeders will have that designation. It helps them designate and promote their program. So just an informational note if you didn't know and you were wondering why. Now you know. You know, the Border Collie itself has evolved over the years. Originally, I think, bred in Scotland, where if things hold together, I have an invitation to go next year in September with friends to see the world sheepdog trials in some place in Scotland. It's only held every 3 years, so kind of getting excited about that. That should be kind of cool. But I've heard that that's where the Border Collie was originally bred, and they were pretty traditional. In fact, they still say, that's a traditional looking Border Collie. Well, let's watch Lauren for a minute. She's got a run going. She's into the sort pen, and she just lets one walk out real easily. She quietly walks over. Grace is wanting to go, but she holds them in there. Nice run. 3 minutes, 34 seconds. Great run, Lauren and Grace. So, as those Border Collies were bred, the traditional look was just long-haired, black and white, very little white on the dogs, mostly black and long-haired. For years, you never saw a dog with a lot of white on it. You never saw red and white dogs, or now we're seeing some merle-colored dogs. You never saw that. I heard that in Scotland, one of the reasons we hadn't had red dogs for many, many, many years and generations is they thought that the red dogs were from the devil. So unfortunately, if they had a red pup because of a recessive gene in a dog, that pup was not allowed to live, unfortunately. And then the dog started evolving, more sports got into it. A lot of dogs came to America and Canada and other areas besides Scotland and the UK, and things have changed. So now we have long-haired dogs, short-haired dogs, slick-haired dogs, curly-haired dogs, red dogs, merle-colored dogs, dogs with blue eyes, one blue eye, two blue eyes, half a blue eye, a lot, but dogs with a lot of white, like this dog here, has a good amount of white on them. I've seen dogs that are almost entirely white, except for one maybe little black or red spot on a side. They just don't look like Border Collies, but they are. They're just not the traditional style. The one thing that a purebred Border Collie will always have, and that's a white tip on his tail. Now this dog has a lot of white on him, but he does have a white tip, and it's a large white tip. Some dogs I've seen, that white tip on the tail is maybe not even an inch, but it's a white tip all the way around the tail. So again, just information that you might want to mention one day when you're hanging out at the bar and you don't have anything to talk about. Here we have Brennan Hooper again with his dog, and I think he pronounces Banjo. Oh, yeah, they've got it spelled right this time. Yesterday they had it spelled B-O-N-J-O, and it's B-A-N-G-O, Banjo. That makes sense now. Okay. So Brennan showed a few dogs ago. His other dog, Jet, did real good. Again, a young dog. Banjo's not afraid to get in there and mix it up. Not at all. trying to convince old Red to hustle up there and get up with his buddies. Spent way too much time messing around with him now. Oh, Red's going to take off. He's going to the exhaust. I say Banjo looks like he's a pretty pretty hard-working ranch dog. He's not afraid to get in there and mix it up with the boys or the girls. Okay, Brennan's at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. And there's the buzzer. So we're coming down to our final two. Next up's going to be Kaylee Hinman again and her dog Hondu. Kaylee showed a little bit earlier. She was sixth out this afternoon with her dog Fred. And now she's got Hondu.
Thank you, Brennan and Banjo, 60 points. Kaylee and Cap, and then Kathy and Reba.
Okay, Kaylee and Hondu are coming into the arena. Calls for cattle. Stock setters have been doing a wonderful job for the last couple of days. That's a lot of work out there. And I know they had a little bit of rain this morning. It looks like it's a little overcast, and they're out there in the mud, and not a lot of sunshine today. So we thank them for all their hard work. It's more than just opening a gate. You've got to do the right thing with these cattle to make them right. And people like DJ and his staff know how to keep these cattle good. You know, you can't be out there in the back with a rattle paddle or a flag, smashing it around, moving these cattle, trying to hustle them around. You move them slowly. You move them at their speed. You're very gentle with them. And it shows the professionalism that the crew has because of the instruction that DJ and staff have given them. And most of these young men and women that are helping out there, you know, they probably a lot of them work for or go to the university. Both DJ and his wife Lauren work here at the university, and so I'm sure some of their helping staff is university students. Kaylee's having a nice run. Hondi's doing a great job. They're through obstacles number 2 in about 1:30. Cattle are walking really nice. Gets them through obstacle number 4. Flanks them around. Kaylee may not realize what she was doing, but she was standing right in the middle of that opening. And you saw those cattle just kind of stand there and look at her and then go to the side. So just that little bit of pressure that sometimes as handlers we don't realize what we're doing. And I've come out of these trials so many times and have had friends say, you know, you were standing right in their way. If you would have just moved a step over to the left or right or backed up, that cow would have gone right in. So it's a learning curve, and we all have to learn. One out to right. There's the genetics kicked in again. She was able to control that dog and bring him in. She's going to do okay here. Now she's lost sight. And those cows, they haven't walked out yet. I don't think. I can't see. And if this cow, if all 3 of them walk back in like they do, now she's got to start her sort all over. So she's got to have one out the left. Okay. Kaylee's doing a really good job of maneuvering the dog. And Hondi's doing a really good job of listening and taking commands. So she's got about 20 seconds left to get her sort done. There goes that genetics. Those genetics are just so powerful. But he says, well, look what I did, Mom. I controlled that one. I did it. They're so proud of themselves. You can't fault them for that. They're tremendous dogs. Okay.
150 points for Kaylee and Kathy and Reba.
Up next is our last competitor in this class.
Everything and get ready for dinner at 6. Sheep finals at 6:30 and the cow finals right after that.
This is Kathy Roberts and Reba. Reba is definitely a red dog. All red dogs are named Reba. Kathy calls for her cattle, sets up Reba. Reba's not listening. Kathy's not looking. So once again, you got to watch your cattle, watch your dog, watch the course. These cattle are a little bit trotty. Okay. Well, that worked out way better than I thought it might. Gets them through the obstacle. Obstacle number 1, she's backing up into position. Reba's going to bring her some cattle if they don't run off. And these cattle are being a little bit trotty. See how strong they are to that exhaust. Okay, well, by golly, that's going to work if Reba don't mess them up. Get them all out of there. Okay. I think I've seen this high-headed steer before. He tried to come into our booth right here. I saw him come up and looked over the fence one time yesterday at me. I thought he might come over. He's tried a couple times. Yeah, they're looking over at the audience right now. They'd like to see, maybe sign a few autographs. Well, Reba got him moving. So she had overflanked. That turned him around. Now she's got to come back and work on him again. We're at 3 minutes. See, we've still got that high-headed one as leader. There goes my fighting bull. Going to come over here and look at me again. This probably isn't the run that Kathy hoped for. She drew a set that didn't quite fit her and the dog. But she's going to try to push it to the end. And there's the buzzer. So that is the end of our novice class and the end of our schedule for this afternoon. And we will be back. We will be back this evening, probably around the 6:30 to 7 o'clock time with the finals of the shootout sheep and then the finals of the shootout cattle. So I'm not quite sure if they're going to do the sheep in here or in the other arena. I'm thinking they might do it there because the courses are all set up. So we'll see you then.